What's up, everybody? It's Conger Live, and we're back again with another TMNT Mutant Madness video. And today, what everybody has been waiting for is the new tier list for May 2021. After Season 5 launched, we had a bunch of changes, so we had to kind of get in there and see what things were happening, how big of an effect did all of that have, and there are quite a bit of changes that we want to go over. I'm going to go ahead and highlight a couple of the heroes. That's why I have my game open as well, so we can kind of talk about some of the things here. Now, the first thing you may notice up at the top in the S tier, a couple toons have dropped out, and we have a new S tier toon because Trag is now probably one of the best supports out there. I still love April, I still love Splinter, and a lot of people are saying good things about these two still, even though they were nerfed. And we'll take a look at them in just a second, but I want to go over Trag. Trag's special gives out defense, armor, and more armor, and even some barrier if they're negative armor or barrier. So this really kind of balances the playing field, and since now we have a new focus on brawlers and blasters doing more damage, the defense, not the defense, of course, but the armor and the barrier are going to help out a lot. So that's his first skill, Boulder Formation. And the next one, Fire Support. He does damage, but he also gives more defense. He also inflicts Disarm. Disarm is actually a very good skill because the enemy won't be able to basic attack in that time. So he's going to up to 3 enemies, disarm them for a second, and also give out some defense to target allies at range 2. Range 2 means 2 or 1. If they're standing next to him, that still counts. Chain of Command, he gives alertness. 25 alertness is actually a decent amount of alertness now. So anyone who's within range 2, so 1 or 2 tiles from him, as long as he's not stunned or silenced, they're going to have 25 bonus alertness. That's going to increase the amount of defense they get. That is huge. And then after he's knocked out, he's going to get a huge amount of defense to the closest ally and an alertness and will bonus for 10 seconds. Plus 25 alertness and 25 will. So they're going to lose the 25 alertness from him being alive, that chain of command, but one of them will still keep it, but they'll also get that will to bust out a few extra specials for 10 seconds. Pretty amazing there. And then his Rocky Skin just gains extra armor, so he's extra resistant against the physical attack enemies. If you can get him up to 225, he's going to gain armor and barrier after being attacked, which will help him stay alive longer, which is what you want to make sure that this chain of command stays happening. You want to keep him in the battle as long as possible. And lastly, Coordinate Advance. This targets the closest other ally and gives them focus and strength, and then half as much to everyone else. So when he gets this auto skill off, he's going to increase the damage output of your team. And since the brawlers and blasters are now a larger focus based on the balance changes, this character is all around amazing. And if you can get him up to 250, you're going to help give those same characters resistance to stun and disarm. And stun and disarm are probably some of the most annoying status effects to deal with in a fight. So that's why Trag is now S tier. I opened my 4-star Trag from last season. If you have him, go for it. I only got him at 200 right now, but I do plan on taking him up. Okay, and he's also in the drives now. You can pull him. That's why I have 20 dimension. I got him at 3 stars. They did say he was going to be in 4-star drives, but we did get him into the 3-star drives. Now, April is still amazing because even though she reduced the amount of alertness she gives, she still gives out alertness. That's awesome. Okay, she still inflicts negative alertness a lot to the enemies, and she still stuns for 3 seconds. A 3-second stun is very, very powerful. Okay, so she still gives this stuff out. It's just not as big as it was before. This 15 was 50, but regardless, still amazing toon. Her kit, other than that, really hasn't changed, so she's awesome. When it comes to Splinter, what they did here is that he actually gave more alertness at the beginning. Now he just gets 10 alertness with everybody else, if I'm not mistaken, because they said plus 30 alertness is what they took away. So now he gets 10 alertness with everything else for that 30 seconds. So he still gives out that alertness for that beginning bonus. Still pretty good. And the other thing I like about Splinter is this Unyielding Spirit. Now he gains defense after attacking. And being that he's a brawler, I think his attack might have actually gone up. So I still like Splinter. I still think he's amazing toon. Not quite as much alertness, but everything else about him is amazing. I wish that his ninja teachings, he could target himself, because if for some reason he's the last one on the board, he'll waste time using his ult to do nothing. So I wish he could target himself with ninja teachings. Other than that, still amazing toon there. So those are the S-class toons. Of course, Shredder's still amazing. His nerf was very small compared to the rest, so he's great. And another one that had a small nerf was Leonardo. All it was his got your back. This alertness was larger. I think it was 33. He still goes out 15, so Leonardo's still another amazing toon. Now, Zorax and Donatello got moved down because their nerfs hit them the hardest. With Donatello, this thorough analysis, he used to give alertness to everyone, but now it's just gain alertness for himself. So this is why we're feeling it with Donatello. Now, at his 250 skill, he still can give out alertness, but that's at the 250 skill. So it's a huge investment on Donatello to have him give out alertness, and alertness is so crucial to get the most out of any sort of defense give. He still gives defense with his ult, but he's coded to target the enemy over the friendly, so that's why he's dropped down. A lot of people are pulling Donatello out to put Trag in. Some of the other A-class toons, Frosty, when we took him out of S, we dropped him too far to B. He's still an amazing toon, leaving him in B. He really does a lot of great stuff here. This negative haste, negative alertness, slow, right? This is really great at what he does. So he's a great tank if you have options to use him. Very, very viable. I think my favorite of the A-class heroes, though, which I don't have, is Chromedome. Chromedome's kit is ridiculous, and I've heard of a lot of people doing really well with him. So if you got the chance to buy Chromedome or get him in any way, shape, or form, he is awesome. So let's just talk about Disintegrator real quick. Target enemy at range 2, move next to them, deal 30 energy damage, and this is going to, of course, scale. Inflict stun for 3 seconds. Just like April, a 3-second stun. That is a long time. And once you get him to level 175, deal 10 extra damage and inflict stun for 2 extra seconds to target without defense. Okay, targets are going to have less defense now because of less alertness. So it's going to be much easier for them to not have defense, for him to get a 5-second stun. I've been hit with a 5-second stun, and that character is disabled completely. You can't do anything with him. For 5 seconds is a long time in these battles. You're basically saying, yeah, you're done. His ultimate basically targets somebody and says, yeah, you're done. We're going to wipe you out before you can be unstunned. Absolutely amazing. And the rest of his kit's also great. He gives negative 30 strength. He's going to gain defense. Great. He gains armor and barrier, keeping himself alive. He can, the 225 I hear is very important because when attacking he gains focus, and that's going to give his extra energy damage. He does both physical and energy damage. Just all around a wrecking crew by himself. So, and then gaining haste and 30 strength for 7 seconds, that's a long time to get extra attack speed and extra damage out there. And if you can get him to 250, inflicting negative 100 strength, once again, just making someone practically useless. Negative 100 strength is a lot. So Chromedome is my favorite A-class character. He may end up going up to S-class next month after we hear some more feedback from him, but people are really loving Chromedome. Now in the B tier, a lot of things are the same. A couple new guys jumped up. We put Raphael up there because he's better. Not really sure if he deserves to be in B tier still. We might end up moving him back down later, but he does seem to do more damage, which is great. People are liking Slash again now, especially the people who had him when he was really great, but still not quite to where he was. Even though Ray, I think, was in B tier before, he's actually a little bit better. And Chromedome, one of the things, not Chromedome, Metalhead. Metalhead's kind of a sleeper, but the reason why he's not stronger than a B is because you can't get him to 5 stars. And he was blocked behind the season pass, so his availability. But he puts down a stun for 4 seconds to targets up to 3 people, stunning them for 4 seconds. That is what makes Metalhead amazing. Like, wow. He's a trickster primarily, then a tank, so his hit point pool isn't as big as some other tanks. But if you have the chance to use him and you're able to make him work in your squad, I think that if he was on a mutation, I would definitely be using him. I would like to take him up to 225. to make it to where he's able to increase not only his alertness and strength, but also his focus and will, because he also does both energy and physical damage. The extra damage and inflicting stun for 2 extra seconds on the hydraulic headbutt, also amazing if you can get him to 250, because he has multiple ways of stunning toons in this kit. So that's that. For the rest of the toons, the only other toon that I think maybe shouldn't be in C, maybe we should have moved up, we just haven't had enough play testing with him, is Donatello. You saw yesterday's video. I did some playing with him. I played with him more today. I actually feel better about him today than I did yesterday, but I already finalized this list. So maybe he's a B tier. Also, availability is limited right now, but they are going to have another event for Technodon, so if you didn't get a chance to get him, you can still try and spend some bits and open some drives to get Technodon. And he is in the tier box this week. I was able to get 4 turrets on the board in PvP earlier today. So Technodon, you can get it with a 3-star with this Bot Knight tier box, although I don't like the value of this Bot Knight tier box, because if you're going to be buying all the way up to, say, where you get the shredders and stuff, there's no 5-star drive. The character specific 8 tier, like this Chromedome box, which is still available, this is probably the best value when it comes to high-end late game, because at tier 7, not only do you get the 4-star hero, but you get the 5-star drive for the hero. This is one, if I had enough to get this, I would probably buy this, because I don't have Chromedome, and his kit is absolutely amazing. It's 28,700 gems total to get to tier 7. But the other thing is, if you're only going for the 4-tier boxes, like the 3-tier box is really good. If you're able to spend, 9,000 gems for a 4-star hero is great, but if you can spend the extra 10,000, you get 100 5-star bits. This is the best value for 5-star bits that we have found in the game so far. So a little extra tier box review for you guys after going through the tier list. What do you think about the new list? Do you think it's accurate? Who do you think got left behind? Who do you think is rated too high? Leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. We want to game smarter here. Don't forget to ninja kick that like button and subscribe for more TMNT Mutant Madness content. We'll see you guys in the next video.